Hey guys, this is Asdjke, and today we're going to be checking out this 3x3 combo door. Now this thing is pretty dang cool, so let's jump in and I'll show you guys exactly what it does. So here we are at my vault. Now to gain access, we're going to have to input a password into this door. So first up, we're going to go ahead and walk up to it and right click it. Now it's going to bring up the door's UI. Now here at the top, it says please enter your password. Now on me, I have my combination that I use as my password. So I've got a couple named items here. So I've got a nether star, I've got a golden carrot, and a slime ball. Now the order for this is nether star, slime ball, and golden carrot. Now that should open the vault and slowly feed me my items back. And there's all my items. Now we have gained access to the vault. Now at the end here is the most valuable items in the entire game. Weighted pressure plates. So then we can easily shut the door just by pressing this button here. Or we can open it as well from the inside. So here if I shut the door, go back into its original state, we can easily open up the UI again or anything cool like that. So this combo lock is really cool, and one of the unique features about it is that if you throw in a whole bunch of random junk that is not your combination at all, it'll still go ahead and spit them back out to you, and it just will not affect anything to do with the combination. So the door will not open, but it'll still give you your junk back, just in case you accidentally put it in. So this door has a ton of possible uses. Using it as a vault is only one possible option. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this concept, and now I'm going to jump in and show exactly how different aspects of this work and how it was accomplished. So here's the door by itself, and probably the first thing to mention would be that it's not particularly compact. Now that's because it does a lot just to be able to actually accomplish getting this minecart here. That's how the whole UI thing works. There's actually a minecart in this middle block, so if I go on the other side here, you'll see that it's invisible. You see, when I hover over this middle block, normally I have this hitbox around it. When I go here, you see that I don't. That's because I'm now hovering over the minecart. So when I right click, I'm actually in the minecart's inventory. So that's how that works. And now, as we can see, even just by opening the door, to get the minecart out of there in a way is actually very difficult. And likewise, getting it back in and put back into the center correctly. It costs quite an extra bit of logic, and because of that, it's a little bit bigger. But in a sense, this is actually fairly compact for what it does. So there are a few things to note, so you guys can fully understand how the door works. One is really simple, and I'm sure most of you would probably know it, is that when you rename any inventory, be it a chest minecart or whatever it is, it will then actually carry over the name. So here we can see, please enter your password as the name of this. When I put it down, it's actually at the top here, you're going to say, please enter your password. So that's really cool. I just use that to sort of give more of a visual element to it and be able to tell what you're supposed to be doing. Then I simply renamed these other items here, because that adds a lot more possible combinations. Because if you have a named item, that's 30 possible characters, and then all of the different letters you can use in combination with that. It's just insane. So that adds a lot of security to the door. Now over here is another concept that was used. Now with normal hoppers, this wouldn't be possible. But with hopper minecarts, you can do some pretty cool things. Now, this hopper minecart is one block above this one. And if this was a normal hopper, it would not be able to pull items out of here. But look what happens when I put a flower in here. It's actually going to go through the block into the bottom one. This is a really cool feature of these hopper minecarts. You can actually pull items out of either chest minecarts or hopper minecarts, and actually pull them through a block into it. So that's how I was able to get the chest minecart out of the middle of the door, and actually get the item out of that and then process it later. Now, how I actually got the chest minecart invisible and not actually being able to see it is just like this. So you just push a block into the chest minecart. It's pretty much as simple as it gets. So you whack the minecart down with a block above it or beside it or whatever. Break the track from under it. Then you just use a piston to then push that block on top of it. You pick up the items. Now here we can see it's completely invisible. And when I right click it, it's going to come up with the UI, and we can interact with it just like normal. So the door used a combination of these principles to be able to achieve what it can do. So around the back of the door here, we can see how this comes into play. So in the middle here, we have our chest minecart, which says please enter your password. Then one block underneath that, we have our hopper minecart. Now, both of these are clipped into these blocks just by that method I showed you just a few seconds ago. Even the hopper minecart in the floor. Now that's really cool, so that when I actually open up the door, so you can see it's invisible just like normal. And when I open up the door, the one on the floor is also invisible. So that's really cool. That way I can actually pull items directly out of the door with it being completely seamless still. So that's really neat. And then I can easily use another hopper minecart, just another block under there, like that. If I had another hopper minecart right there, be able to pull the items out of here, and then I can use that to then process it and use it like a combination lock. So the actual animation of this door is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys it one more time. So you can see what happened is the minecart falls from up here, and falls down and lands on this block down here. Now these two pop out, which moves it over into the center on top of these two. Then these two from the top here come down on top of it, which then clips the minecart into the middle. And it can be interacted with just like before. And then these two just come out as well and meet it in the middle. Now when I open it back up, the minecart is going to fall down one block after this has been retracted. Then it's actually going to re-extend, pushing the minecart over onto this block. And this piston here is just going to retract, which lets it fall down onto this track and go back up to the top, ready to be used again and fall down from the roof. Now the rest of the blocks just retract like normal. And that's how the animation works to allow the minecart to be put into the middle and easily taken back out and ready to be used again. So here's the fully assembled wiring that I was using in the showcase just before. Now it just has a couple extra bells and whistles, like the buttons to be able to select which state it's in to open and close the door, which is pretty cool. And then obviously the actual combination lock is then hooked up to it. So brief overview of how that works is there's a hopper minecart in here, which is going to pull from that other one, which pulls from the center. Then when that has items, this comparator is going to flick, which is going to pull back this piston, letting this then roll on down here. Then it's going to get sorted, and this is order sensitive combination lock is going to deal with all the items. And then once it's determined whether it's the correct combination or not, it's then going to throw all the items back up through this item elevator here, which is a series of droppers that trigger after each other, then up through this dropper, up through the floor and back to the player. And the hopper minecart's just going to roll straight back up to where it was, and see if it has any more items, and if it does, it'll keep going, and if when it's used them all, it's just going to sit back up here waiting for more. Then when the combination is correct, it's going to trigger an output here, which is just simply going to flick this RS-NOR latch over and open up the door. So here's the combo lock itself. It's extremely small and compact. Now this thing is infinitely expandable with the combinations, so that's really cool. Now in the showcase I used named items. This is because a named item contains 30 characters, and this can be comprised of a bunch of letters and symbols. Now that adds a lot of security. So not only does it have to be a slime ball, but it has to be a slime ball named IsMy. Now that is going to be fairly rare. So having 3 of these is really secure. And then having this infinitely expandable, it's really easy. That's pretty awesome. So this is exactly what I used over there. And then I just hooked that up down the bottom. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now if you guys want to see a separate video on this, with a tutorial on how to build it, and a little showcase, please let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to do one. So there will be a download link in the description below, so you guys can download it and check it out for yourselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thought it was a pretty cool concept. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.